just in time to start. Everyone is well positioned in their habitual place. Nice to see you, bro. Also, it's actually great to connect in this way, also with the community, and share this moment together, and also the information. So,
thanks so much for organizing this. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, thanks, Risto.
Yeah, I should say sorry to the community that we missed last one, but we had really a lot of things going on, and just things piling. You can see the progress, but also much is not still communicated, I would say. So let's try to bring more light in what the team is doing. Okay. I look at my agenda, of course. I mean, everyone need to have an agenda. But let's first, for those who don't know the team and those that are now with us, let's make a quick intro. I'll start myself. I'm the community lead, as you might know me, Christo. I'm happy. I've been since day one in this project, and I see it growing thanks to your help, guys. And this wonderful gentlemen join us afterwards, but everyone is contributing equally for the success of Blocksense. I'm very happy organizing with my super friend Arhil, who I see he just joined a lot of community events, but I'll jump on this a little bit later. And yeah, I'll give the word to whoever who want to present himself. Stan, do you want to say a word about you?
Sure, let's go chronologically, or like at least that's how the pictures are tiled for me.
So I have the same line on the screen, so it's good. We are aligned.
At least that thing is synced. Right, I joined Blocksense in April as a software engineer, and currently I have a bit of a coordination role, helping everybody get on the same track. It's very exciting. Before that, I've worked for Google for a while, did a PhD, and I wear a shirt and a tie because I think it's funny as a software engineer to be overdressed. So here we are.
Yeah. Dan is definitely killing it in the office when everybody sees him. He's so serious. This is, I love to see him this way.
Scarily well dressed for Halloween.
We also had great fun with him in Istanbul when we went for the Istanbul Blockchain Week. He was in the suit, dancing with the suit in front of everyone, like presenting Blocksense. Of course, we guys do everything for Blocksense. You should know this. We are very committed. Yeah, perfect. So let's go. Yeah, let's go this way. Magnus, what about you?
Right, it's me, I guess. Actually, the squares are that way for me as well. So I guess it's for everyone.
Not for me, everyone. But good thing you guys are aligned. Yeah.
Well, it's because you joined late, maybe. Should have been ready, Martin. Should have been ready. Just kidding. Hey everyone. Really nice to be here. Magnus, I'm head of product. Joined this amazing team at the start of summer this year. And before that, I've spent 3 years in the decentralized identity space, working on problems like creating privacy-preserving AI assistants and reusable KYC. Did a long stint at Amazon before that, so haven't been in Web3 for too long yet, but not too short either. And I'm originally from the country of England, although I'm based in Berlin. I don't know if that's relevant, or if I'm giving away too much information about myself, but here we go. It's a brave new world.
Yeah.
Is it information or disinformation? Maybe you're just telling us that.
Well, I use a VPN, so you won't be able to tell from my IP.
Great, man.
Yeah,
great.
I'll leave the oversharing there. That
we're fully docs team, bro. So there's no worries. Like no one is. No one. I mean, we're all proud. I mean, I'm proud of what we're doing. So why hide my face? we spent so many hours hiding our face in front of the screen. So now it's opportunity. We also get to chat with the community and to see how is everyone doing. So it's great.
Amen.
And yeah, let's move to Martin. I don't know where he is, but on my screen he's here.
Hey guys, good to see the community here. See a lot of familiar profile pictures here. Hey, Temnek, Zeg, Sardi, Jacques. Hey, Ivan, or Ivan, I should say. So thanks for joining. Name's Martin. My background is building technology companies. So I've been doing this for 12 years. So I helped build and sell a natural language processing and machine learning company in the mid-2010s, which was a wild ride. I consult a couple of VC companies that are friends, like their portfolio businesses. And the most recent thing I was doing before a blockchain context was former CFO of Docker. So if you work in tech, I wish people could raise their hands. How many people actually are engineers or developers? If you work in tech, you probably know what Docker is. So former CFO of Docker started a new startup, raised 5 million from Madrona Ventures. So I helped them build go-to-market. I'm in Blocksense and I'm having the most fun I've had working. And I didn't know I could consistently do 12-hour work days and still kind of end the day with good vibes. So this is an amazing team and it's a big mission. So building technology companies for 12 years, I know I have the luxury of not getting a job just to have a job. I'm super fortunate to have that. But I feel that here you have amazing people, you have a big vision, and this whole thing's coming together. And you guys are making it happen in the community, and these guys on the call are making it happen. So it's just a very exciting time and a very exciting context. I think it's a good kind of high-level overview. Magnus was saying we shouldn't overshare, but I think at some point, maybe not on this community call, we could do two truths and a lie or something. Just to share more about ourselves. Yeah.
Maybe it's the sandwich approach.
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm actually really looking forward having those calls regularly, like once a month, to keep it up this way and to have this level of emotion and excitement. I was really excited about joining the call. Last time we were all sitting in the office really seriously with the founders, with the cameras pointing on us. Now everyone is from the comfort of his home or office. I see you. So yeah. Yes, some of us are fortunate we can work from home, which adds to what Martin said. 12 hours a day, but including the weekends, right? So yeah, this is what is required now to make this happen. So, because we have competitive market and edges on delivering on time quality stuff. So yeah. I want to jump in the agenda that I kind of hijacked just by willing to present everyone and to say what we're going to be speaking today. We're going to go through some project updates, what happened since our last call. Of course, many of you maybe followed some news, but you might have missed some of the big announcements. So I'm happy we go over it again. And what events... I mean, those updates are kind of events very important for us. Also, the community stuff, what we're doing in the community, what we're planning to do, what are the successful things we mark this time, almost 2 months now, I would say. Also on the side of the marketing, and then we'll jump on quick questions from your side, guys, if you have some, if you want to clarify something after this conversation to know what's going on. And I would jump with the significant events that happened that are very important, that will allow us to continue working so dedicatedly. One of them is the fundraising. Martin is the one that is mostly involved with this, and he's very close to the founders, also being in New York. So Can you share a little bit more, like why this is so important, what's happening there, and what's going on in the space? Sorry,
Yeah.
I moved the agenda at the last moment, but I hope
You're good. You're good. So when did we held the last meeting, the last community call? It was before we actually did the fundraise, right? Or well, before we announced the fundraise. So I think I imagine most of the people who are actually on here have learned about this already. If you haven't, that's going to be a pleasant surprise. But we announced a 4 million raise seed funding. So kind of in this group, we had secured this funding a while ago. It was kind of a strategic decision to announce it now. And even actually before I came into the team, there was already a lot of demand. So there were literally people knocking on the founders' doors to put more money in. So it was a strategic decision to keep the initial round at this cap. If you actually look at the raise amount, of course, I can disclose the valuation on that raise. But if you look at the raise amount in the context of our operation, I think Blocksense is on the upper end of projects based on the raise and what percentage that raise amount is from the business, especially at this stage. So there's a lot of appetite from investors, and there has been a lot of appetite even before we announced the raise. Now that we announced the raise, and this kind of leads into the demo day, there's people getting in touch with us on a daily/weekly basis. So we've become this known name in a ZK and Oracle context. And that's really cool to see because we're just starting. You may know that, I don't know how familiar you guys are on the community side about this, but we have a very, very capable technical team. So the founder that was on the last community call, Zahari, he was one of the co-creators of the NIM programming language. So I feel that in the space, you have one of two camps. You either have teams that are really deep research focused, and these teams don't necessarily have like the best social presence. And then you have people that meme super hard and are really community driven. So you guys are super both lucky to be here, and we're lucky to have you because of you being part of this kind of incredibly capable technical team and this research driven organization. So even though we've been more low key, there was a lot of attention on us even before we did the fundraise. And now there's even more. So we announced the fundraise a month ago, that 4 million raise, and we joined the A16Z Crypto CSX Accelerator. If you guys want to learn more about the other companies, you can actually pull this up. So you can search for CSX Fall 2024. There's some really, really good teams there. It's 21 companies. So I don't know how most of you ended up in the community, but this might inspire you or give you some insight into other projects that are worth following. There's definitely a lot of attention, both from an investor perspective and in the space in general, on ZK Tech. I feel more now than, say, a year ago. And the last point is, on Friday, I'm flying off to New York. So I'll be with the founding team, and we'll be doing a demo day. So you have investors. If you're basically a crypto investor that matters and you're in New York on Friday, and a lot of people are flying there, you're going to be there, and people are going to hear the Blocksense founding team do their presentation. So this is a very kind of exciting time. And yeah, these are the updates I wanted to bring in. So the fundraise announcement from last month, us joining the A16Z Accelerator and A16Z Crypto CSX Accelerator, and giving you some info on the other companies. So again, it's CSX Fall 2024. And demo day is literally next week on Thursday, so a week from now.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. It's important to notice, I mean, Martin put it in a pretty good way, of course. But it's not just that we got the raise and we begged someone for money, but we had very good companies and funds support us. So this is really showing much of the recognition of what the promise of Blocksense is. And Speaking about the promise and where we are now, I'd like to jump to Magnus to see what is the overview of what we achieved since last time that we are so proud of. If you can tell us a little bit more, I'll switch off the light here.
Yeah. So things are really getting going in the build, and we're really excited to have made some serious progress since the last call. We've got contracts live on 18 different test nets on EVM chains. We are moving towards SVM chains later this year, and MoveVM next year. We have been pursuing very hard partnerships with some of the top L1s and L2s that are coming out this cycle, especially newer ones, which you all will have heard of, but also some of the larger existing players. And what we are kind of proposing to those guys is our first product. So we see this in phases. Our first product is essentially a chain-link replacement, which a lot of you know we have this kind of playful relationship with Chainlink, and you got the Chainlink Marines. Well, we're the pirates, and in a way, what we're trying to do is bring our pirate ships to the game that Chainlink plays and disrupt it, right? And so we've built a product that is dead easy to migrate to if you've ever worked with Chainlink before, because the interfaces are identical. And you can have access to the same data feeds, same price feeds that you would get on Chainlink, but we're much faster to onboard to chains. And so whereas with your Chainlink, it may take you 6 months or a year as an L1 or L2 to get them on, and a very large deal size. We do that in cases we're launching on the testnet on the same day as we have the call with that chain. So we're trying to massively reduce the barrier to entry of getting Oracle data on any new chain, and that's going to be very disruptive. In terms of the build, we're ironing out the final bits to be able to publish data, both on those test nets and eventually mainnet as we get to the end of the year. So the team is putting the finishing touches on the node software, the ability for us to publish the data with our sequencer, and we've actually been testing this out live in the last couple of weeks. We've done 2 different hackathons, one in East Sofia and one in London at Encode London last weekend. They've been super fun. It's been the first chance for real developers to kind of get their hands on the product and try it out. And the feedback's been good so far. So we had several teams actually hacking in those hackathons, building some really interesting use cases. I think the key takeaway for me from those hackathons is the creativity that this unlocks. So you heard me just now kind of make a comparison to an existing Oracle network and everything that it can do. I think what's really cool about what we're building is the use cases that it unlocks. With our permissionless SDK, people can just build their own Oracle scripts. And that's a huge enabler for dApp builders. Because previously you would only be able to get some limited price data on chain, now any data that's available from an API, you can just script that in an Oracle script, and our network will kind of do the rest. And so we saw use cases around weather and so using weather data and flight tracking data to create like prediction market insurances. And so you can actually bet on the insurance claims of flights that are in progress. Similarly, for like the agricultural sector, using weather data to address claims. And so these are really interesting, funky use cases that you just can't do with other oracles. You would just have to sort of do the work yourself to bring that data online, and that's not really a good option on chain. You really want to go through an oracle to make it decentralized and secure. And so I think that they're really fired up the team, knowing that there's demand for these different use cases and more creativity that that we can bring to the space. Yeah, I think, like as I said, we're building this in phases, and so initially we have those price feeds, and we're working with some really cool projects as our distribution partners, and they're introducing us to their ecosystems. And we've already got multiple different projects who are asking for custom data feeds to be built, and helping them to create those. I could probably go on a lot longer. I don't want to take up too much time.
Yes.
There's just so many different things that we're working on right now that I find really interesting, but I try to keep it focused on the like what's happening right now. But the kind of long and the short of it is we're getting everything launched on test nets, and we'll be on the first main nets towards the end of this year. And you'll see us kind of expanding to many more chains from there. Stan,
Thank you, Magnus.
to also add there.
You
Sorry.
you want to call out Stan, but I take on my role of managing the call, and I wanna just say that it's great to see this traction of what the technical team is achieving, and those guys are working really hard. You can see them like crashing the code, and I mean, what has been achieved in this short time now, it's great. And what is the technology behind, and what are the challenges also, and maybe Stan can share a little bit more.
I was hoping that I covered the topics that Magnus covered, and now it's slightly different, but that's fine. Let me see. Where
you can always add your perspective on things, because we have multiple perspectives. That's why we get together and speak about things and try to see how we can like really improve stuff, right? So if you have something to add on the hackathons, because you were there also and helping the teams and setting up the whole thing, you can also share this information. I think it's the most important thing here that we're doing in this call is share with the community, because let's be honest, those guys are the real deal. I mean, I love you all guys, because you are with us, supporting us since day one, and you don't really know what's behind the scenes. We are really motivated to bring this incredible technology, but you just sense that there's something in the air. So that's why maybe the Blocksense community is the sensors or the pirates. We can go for it, and I'm so happy we share this information that we have, like what we are building, and it obviously takes time, because this is this challenging thing to do. Like, we're at the forefront of technology, developing absolutely like novel technologies. So, but I'll let Stan share more from technical perspective and his own experience about the process so far.
Of course, I just want to agree with both of you guys, and mostly wanted to speak about the hackathons. It's things that Magnus already said. We saw a lot of people that are very excited about the technology, and this is what you're saying, Christo, as well. It's the same thing, right? The community. It's the community here and the community that we meet in person. It's the same community, right? And some are builders, some are just fans, and this is the thing that really keeps us motivated. And in the weeks building up to the hackathons, just you could feel in the office, so this energy of people wanting to come together, and have something that we can really be proud of when we give it to people to build things with. And I think at least within the team, there's no doubt about it that we actually managed to get to a point that we're happy with. And thanks to this, we saw some interesting ideas built on top of the technologies we're developing. And the stuff that Magnus mentioned again, the thing about the prediction market on flight tickets was really out there, but it's actually a great new idea. That's why we need the diversity of the community to come up with these ideas. That's why it's so cool. I'm not sure how important it is to go in depth about the technology. We have interesting things. The way we make the whole thing work is that one thing we can drop as just as a buzzword is we use WebAssembly. So even though at the moment, this kind of just with the setup we have, it means that we need to use Rust as the programming language. This is not blocker in any way. And just today I was in a meeting when people were, I see Xearti, even though he's in the audience, he's a member of the team, so I'm calling him out. We just discussed about him working on assembly script to write WASM apps with rather than Rust, just to keep building on these capabilities of the things that can be built with our stuff and to reach to a broader community of developers that we want to take on board. So again, we just trying to make it as easy as possible to use and also as useful to as many people as possible, which is why we're deploying to all of these networks. And at the moment we're at testnet phase, still kind of final steps there, and hoping to get to mainnet as soon as possible, whenever that is.
Thank you, Stan. Yeah, the good thing, the crazy thing, the same time is that we have this super complex technology that we make super easy to use, super developer friendly. And what you both mentioned, we are just starting and being surprised by the use cases that the developers come up with. That's the magic of this technology, right? If we just sit all together as a team, we might not come up with so amazing ideas. And seeing this being used by great developers around the world and really having their idea come to fruition within few hours or few days, like what's happening on the hackathons, it's really amazing, right? Super.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Unless you want to add something, I can share a little bit update, and everyone knows maybe in the community, but I'm super happy with what we have achieved since the last call. The community grew from near 3,000 people to now like almost 15,000 people. I don't say that's so much, because I think we'll blow the 50,000 and 100,000 and 150,000 very easily. It's just our effort is more like to attract quality members and developers, and that's where most of the focus is.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say that's one thing that really impresses me, because I'm not a community expert like you, Christo, but I really noticed that you make a lot of effort to make sure there's no bots or no people that spam or anything like that. So this 15,000 really is like an achievement, right? Because
actually we make it
what you said.
We make it so hard that even a real person, if it's not motivated, can drop out of the server. And we had this experience with Martin trying to join with the important person, and they're just looking at how can I get verified? What does it mean? Do I have to speak with this bot now? And this is the moment to shout out to all the wonderful mods that are always there and responding within 3 minutes of time. You guys amazing. I see Temnik here, Fax Parade. You guys really crushing it. Like, what can we do without you? It's like really, it's so important to have everyone on board. And we
have a very small funny story there. One person from the tech team was finding it very hard to get on the community. So that really shows moderation is top notch.
hacking through your way. You know? We wanted to be motivated. And actually, Rahil is doing this all this hard work to make it possible, following best practices. What we're trying to achieve, those of you guys who've been with us since the beginning know that we have implemented many changes and improvements, and we are not stopping. We don't say this is a final version. We are open for like suggestions, and we try to implement everything as soon as possible. So to have a really nice community. One thing that we will do when we grow a little bit more is I'll be very happy to have really active community. So those members that are not active, we'll just say goodbye, because what's the point of hanging in some Discord channel if you're not contributing? And this is the power of this community, that we can share ideas and also use this technology to build crazy things to support each other. I've been saying this from very early days. If you scroll the Telegram group, even before we had this server, now we focus most of our attention here, because this is our home base and this is where we can share most of the information the efficient way. So yeah, it's true, we have real people, although some are not so active. I know that they wait for more big news, so it's important that we keep up with those updates and inform the people with the current development. Many actually joined with the invite campaign. This is what I wanted to share. It was very successful. Thank you everyone for inviting your friends. Those who invite more than 100 people, they got the special role. Congratulations. Those that invited less than 100 people, you're not forgotten. We did not communicate, but you're still there. You remain on the list. So we have an eye on every contribution, every contributor. So you're not forgotten. This is very important to mention. Another campaign that we had, and it was very successful also, in my regard, due to support of many KOLs also. It's sometimes happening almost organically because people notice this project and it's something really good to speak about to their communities. We had the Interact Quest 1, and I know everyone has been so much asking for Quest 2 and what's happening. And we wanted to focus this one more on the docs that we released recently. So I want to inform you that after this call, Quest 2 will start. So you can go and check the quiz, read the docs and see what's there. Learn a little bit more about really the specialities, I would say, and how to make sense of this wonderful protocol that we're building. So in the community side, I would say that those are the most important things. We, of course, still have in mind the ambassador program. It's not forgotten. Just wait for a better moment when we grow a little bit more the community. We are starting slowly with growing our local channels. And again, thanks for everyone that is a moderator in a local channel. This helps a lot to know what is happening in those channels, to grow those channels. And slowly the motivation is to get ambassadors in each region, each language, and people that will represent us all around the world by also physical events, also organizing all sort of events. We'll get to this point. This is on the roadmap. So yeah, this is what I can say. And most of the things we have done, I mean, it seems like, wow, we said it in about 40 minutes. We could share work that is months, taking months in preparation, but that's most of it. I'm happy to open now the possibility for some questions. Of course, we can go back and clarify some of the things that we spoke about. You can ask either in the chat, or if you feel brave, you can also raise your hand. I give you the mic. We are family. I'm happy to hear everyone's voice also. Otherwise, I look at my agenda to see if I have some bonus.
I was going to
things.
say, you're the boss, Christo. But I see we haven't mentioned anything about upcoming events, like that we attend in person.
I think Martin mentioned quickly about DEF CON, and maybe he can say a few words why it's so important. Everyone knows what DEF CON is, right? But what's happening there? I mean, we also been to Token, and we didn't speak about it, and Token is a great event. Martin was there in person. Would you like to share a little bit more?
Yeah. Thanks, Christo. Magnus was also at Token in Singapore. So it was a very kind of eventful time. I'm from Bulgaria. I had my bachelor's degree in the UK. I worked in Germany, moved to Montreal, then to Toronto. Before working with Blocksense, my teams would typically be East Coast, West Coast, like typically California, San Francisco, Palo Alto, but then also some teams in Boston, Miami. So I'm just like from all over the place, and my family lives in Dubai. It's really cool though, because at this space, events like this really get people together from all around the world, and you can really connect with folks that are building the coolest tech, folks that are connected to the best kind of makers, folks that are connected to capital, because you can build cool stuff, but being plugged in and having the relationships and building the relationships and building your reputation with capital holders is important here. So Token was amazing. It's really funny because at one point, through someone that Magnus knows, we ended up being invited to the penthouse at the Mandarin Oriental, overlooking the Formula One track as the F1 cars were driving around. And there you meet people that, run funds or built some really important and big projects in the space. And everybody's just so smart, working so hard, but they're also so kind. So it's just a great kind of vibe and energy booster. I think that this is something that really helps us kind of push through and just keep super high performance going.
Mm-hmm.
So what's coming up is DEF CON. So next week I'm going to New York. The week after, me, Magnus, Stan, as well as Georgi, one of the co-founders, and one more engineer, Stefan, are going to DEF CON. If you guys don't know what DEF CON is, check out defcon.org. It's a conference. This one happens in Bangkok, November 12th to 15th. And we're sponsoring an event there. So actually Magnus is going to be giving a talk at an event that we're a modular event. And so Manta got the venue, and you've got some really big speakers from big chains and protocols there. It's really exciting. I don't know if any of you guys are going to DEF CON by any chance. If you are, please just message anyone on here. Just message us on Discord, and we can share an invite link. We can also meet up at other times or tell the other venues that we're going to. So it would be really cool to just catch up face to face. We're also sharing info on Twitter about the events, but seriously, just reach out. In case you reach out to someone, DMs don't go through, or you don't hear back, depending on who you're messaging, just do a public ask in the channel as well, because I know everybody's trying to make sure we stay on top of stuff. But it's a lot right now, especially with Demo Day coming up. So yeah, DEF CON is going to be exciting, and we are pushing to organize more and more hackathons. So I think you see a lot more organization and speaking slots from us, as well as prep for events and hackathons in the coming year. We're kind of building this across all functions, so everybody's pushing hard.
Very true. Thank you, Martin. I wanted to add on this great feeling of the community. I've been to a few events this year as well. The Blockchain Week in Paris, Blockchain Week, and in Istanbul, also Eat Sophia. And every time it's warming to see those wonderful people in the space building great stuff. And I really like how everyone is high caliber, I would say, and having great communities and projects, but at the same time, really awesome people. I also had the chance to hang around with some great guys, some people from PSG, some people from Binance, where we also end up in some is some crazy overlooking Sofia place that I myself live in Sofia for a few years now, and I never seen Sofia from this perspective. It's actually great experience. And one thing that you mentioned that we did not speak about, it's the partnership with Manta. It's something that we've been together since the very beginning, because some of you might know that actually Georgi, he's part of the founding team, not founding, but one of the first employees of Manta. So
He's
early days.
very first, actually, yeah. Both Manta L1 and L2.
He's same like me. Now I'm in his position. I'm the very first employee of Blocksense.
Yeah,
That's why I continue carrying on so many different hats. I would say since the beginning. I do the community and BD and a little bit marketing and some PM. It's actually my day is always filled with like different multitasking possibilities, I'd say. So it's great. I'm always well entertained, I can say. Yeah. And beside this partnership, what do you? I mean, we just didn't announce it, but it's pretty important for us, right?
Yeah. So I don't know how many of the people on the call actually know of and about Manta. This is a very smart team building things out there, very smart and thoughtful team. So we're very close with the founding team, as well as honestly people in different parts of the org. And this relationship really comes through Georgi. So the Manta Foundation is actually one of the investors in that 4 million round that we closed. And because of our existing relationships and just knowledge of the Manta ecosystem, this is one of the first places where we're already integrated on testnet as of this week. Woohoo! Good job, Stan and team. And there we're talking to ecosystem projects, both existing ones, where we could potentially support them as a fallback, or we can create custom feeds for them to expand the protocols. Or we're talking to protocols that are looking to come to the Manta ecosystem, and we can unlock capabilities through the chainlink drop-in replacement or creating new custom feeds for people. So it's a very exciting time. I really see the way we think about growth right now from a BD side is engage with these existing networks as well as new chains, and do a really good job serving people and creating, like, just removing barriers in front of people. So create custom feeds, help the protocol succeed, because if you help the most connected and the most promising protocol succeed on a chain, the rest will follow. And so that's really the approach and the thinking we're taking with Manta. And this partnership is very favorable and very important because we're building things. It's kind of like you're building a car as you're driving on the highway, you're upgrading it. So it's important to be able to work with close partners and be able to squash as many bugs and co-op. So I really think this close partnership is important. And actually, this is something that at one point we're going to bring to the community, we'll bring to you guys, we'll bring to the mods as well. I think it would be important to co-op with a bunch of you guys that are here. And of course, we'll create some structure around this, but I would love to co-op so that key chains that we integrate with, you guys are backing us up, and you can also be our eyes and ears there, because the community is a key part of a protocol. And so we can be driving things on the BD side, but we can support you guys better, and then we can get more support from you as well. So this will come down the line. We still have important work to do to kind of further these relationships, but I think this could be a cool way to just co-op better with the community, with our mods, with the people that are leading this space for us.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. It's a great point.